Okay. I was listen. I was trying my best to get on there so I can, you know, give some pushback, but of course they don't want no pushback. Now we're gonna talk about what's reality and what's real, but we got to get out of these niggas' heads, right? So I'm about to state a few facts right now, and I'm gonna try my best to not bring the women involved on his panels in this, right? I'm gonna try my best. But if you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you the truth or as I see it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth as I see it, and I'm just saying. Remember, we are all on the internet, and those of us who end up on panels, we talk a lot, and we end up telling our truths. And so, what I'm saying is. What I'm about to say or what I'm gonna step around and twerk around and bust it wide open without trying to be disrespectful. What I'm gonna say is, how you having a ladies' night about married people shit, right? And you don't have no married women up there. And then when right? And then it just so happens that all the married women seem to be for the streets. How could that be? How is it that we all for the streets, even when we're not in the streets? When we're nowhere near the fucking streets, but we for the streets. And you gotta understand they got men who are trying to control you. But what's even worse is that the women who are involved in the ladies' night, they're not so ladylike, honey. See, the difference in me and some of these women is that I'm not gonna lie to you based on what panel I'm on. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna tell you my story over here, and then when I go over there, I start acting like and judging other women, right? So I know that one of those women was in a relationship with a married man, and I know the other woman, right? Well, I mean, you can look her up on YouTube. There was a big surrounding thing about her and another man here on YouTube, right? So that, I mean, I'm not trying to involved in all that, but what I'm saying is heavy is the crown, the heavy is the head that holds the crown. And when these women are not holding the crown, they judge those who are, right? They judge those who are. So, in other words, they're talking about a pastor and his wife. And although DJ tries to make it seem nobody's going at her, I'm afraid to inform you that if people's whole entire topic is surrounding what that woman was wearing, then my brother is there. Reality is they are talking about her. They are talking about her. He's making like nobody's talking about her. What do you mean? Not only are you talking about it, you're ripping her to shreds based on what you call a see-through dress when you can't even see through the goddamn dress. Wait a minute, you mean to tell me it's a see-through dress that you can't see through? I tell you what's going on. Um, because she is young, right? And the dress is fitted. That is why they judging her the way they are. But that style of a dress, right? I've seen it throughout from me being a little girl on women all the way till now. Now let me tell you, there's a slight difference that now they have actual skin toned, right? That matches us as black people tone better today. That is a full dress, everybody. It's a lacy dress. Under lace, we know they put something underneath the lace. I have an actual dress just like that. Well, I won't say just like that, but the same materials, right? That I've had for many years. It's one of my favorite dresses. It is in my closet, except it has the little fringe at the bottom, almost like the dresses back in the 40s where they would dance and they was doing that step and at the bottom it shimmied and shit. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't as fitted as her dress with the curves because back then they didn't have the spandex type of fabric and it didn't fit your curves. But it doesn't even look like her dress is spandex. It looked like they got it and they they know how to kind of cinch it in the waist area, which shows off her shape. But the idea that what I mean, like it's crazy. So the women who are married to men, and I'm talking about men who are they have many options. Even the brokest goddamn minister preacher, right? Even he has options. He's surrounded by women of all ages. And if the more money he has, the more power he has. He already have power without the money because but people take him literally like their way to God, right? They literally take him as their way to God, and that is what's giving him power. And then with the money, the more money he gets to come in, the more powerful he becomes and the more options he has. So he has a wife who knows this. She knows him and he knows her. And the thing I like about that man is based on what I heard, when people want to talk about his wife's dress, right? In his congregation, he must have already heard the whispers. People may have already kind of asked him the questions that, you could kind of tell the stares. And so, in doing his congregation, he stood up at the podium and had his wife's back. You understand what I'm saying? I think I mentioned something like this yesterday when I mentioned why I don't fuck with Will Smith anymore, right? I don't fuck with Will Smith anymore because before he smacked someone, he let his wife take the blame. And when they sat down for that interview, him and his wife, where he was essentially saying, "This is what we do," instead of saying it just blatantly, like, "Yeah, this is what was going on, and this is our lifestyle. This is my wife, and it is what it is." He got up there and let her take the blame, where she was in a what was it again? Situationship or some shit like that. He the one who said, "Yeah, you was in a situational ship or some whatever the word was." That came out of his mouth while he was talking to his wife. They was having an actual conversation. They wasn't yelling, fussing, or anything. They was having a conversation that they opened up to the public, hoping that people will see, well, if he's down with it, good with it, then who are we to judge? And nobody know a person better than their spouse. Spouses know each other, right? The longer you live with each other, the more you know about them. Now, can people keep secrets? Yes, people can keep secrets, but only but for so long if you are actual in a marriage where y'all are in living in the same home and you're spending time together. Now, if you live in the same home, you ain't spending no time at all, then yes, a lot of shit could be happening without your knowledge. But a lot of women and men, they could kind of tell when something going on with their spouse. If that's why we have a lot of people where they be suspicious, arguments about who you messing with. That's the intuition. Something happened or something was done that kind of told them something wasn't right, and then the other person just denies it or ignore the request of their spouse, right? These men don't act like women are just out here doing shit with nobody knowing, not even a spouse. Now, I remember somebody here on YouTube, they ended up calling my mother, right? Yes, they ended up calling my mother-in-law and they recorded the call. For those of you who remember that shit, you was here for that shit, right? They recorded the call. It was a two-parter. That's how long he was on the phone with my mother-in-law, right? He even started to fall in love with my mother-in-law. That's some crazy shit that was going on right there, right? But anyway, um, that's when you know motherfuckers be lonely, baby. Phone call had him like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? I like this woman. That's because he thought she was like me, baby. He liked me. But anyway, so he called my mother-in-law and we don't get along. We so she just opened the floodgates of information. Now all everything she said wasn't true, right? But what she did do was I remember her he said to my mother-in-law, your daughter-in-law is a whore. And that's what made her listen. She was like, if you ever listen to that call, and I do have it, okay, on the reason it ain't up because hubby, you know what I'm saying? Hubby asked me to take it down, babe, because look, it didn't hurt me in one bit. In fact, like it was just crazy. It was just crazy. Um, and then it also kind of solidified that I'm really married because I think when he called, he was hoping that she was gonna say they're not really married. That's not what happened though, right? But anyway, in the call, my mother-in-law started saying things like, wait, first the person who called was like, yeah, your daughter-in-law is a whore. And you could tell she started opening up and she was like, yeah, what you know? And then he started giving her information. Now, even he had to question her based on the things she was saying because she made it seem like in the middle of the night when my husband is sleeping, I tiptoe down in the dungeon. I go down some stairs into this huge dungeon, all the way to the back. I open the door, and that's my special secret room where I get on webcam and everything. Right? That's I'm not even joking. That's what she kind of said that. Like, yeah, she waits till he's asleep and he don't know what she's doing. And yeah, and he, it was crazy. In my mind, I just felt myself like in my mind, and she told the story. I literally, the way she was saying it, like I wait till he sleep. He knows nothing about it, but everybody else know about it, but he knows nothing about it. And yeah, what should I do about it? Is basically what she was like. What should she do about it? Right? And he said, "Ma'am, there's no way her husband don't know. Your son don't know." And she tried to make it seem like fight him, like, no, he don't know, right? And so the idea of we couples, right? Married people, not even just couples, like not just married people, but even couples who've been together for a while. The idea that nobody in the household, like somebody sneaking, somebody got to be doing something the other person don't know. But the truth is that people who stay together, they are more alike than not. And just because, like you see it on my end, because I'm the one on the internet, I'm the one who's talking, I'm the face you see, right? Everybody wants to come and be with me, you know what I mean, at my events and all kinds of events that I hosted. I know people just assume that my events are just one type, but I'm telling you, I have all types of events where people come. Now, my specialty, where my money maker was, you know what I mean, I can have a regular event. People came to that just so they could come to the after party event, you know? They wanted to get to the after party. It's the hotel lobby and that's what they wanted. But the idea that I, who had two young children and a whole husband, that for some way I was able to sneak out the house, host an entire party that lasts for like 12 hours in the dead of the night, don't even end until checkout time in the morning. And then I have to go back home with, you mean to tell me I hosted this event with all this food and planning and cakes and prizes and alcohol and everything. I was able to sneak and have for this. Even when I said that people love my husband's barbecue um wingettes. I'm talking about they love them wingettes. They like my cooking and they love them wingettes. My husband made the best wingettes, and those wingettes went quick and fast. He cooked. Now, see, my mother-in-law would make it seem like whatever I was doing was just me. But anybody who ever saw me, well, they know goddamn well that wasn't true. Like everybody who saw me knew that wasn't true because you didn't just see me. You ain't just see me. It's crazy. It's so crazy, baby. But anyway, my mother-in-law tried to make it seem that way. Now, you notice what I notice is that if the man is the one doing everything and the woman rocks with him and she's supportive of whatever he's doing and making money, then everybody good with it. Nobody questions these men. Nobody questions Diddy. In fact, these men wanted to surround around Diddy and say he ain't committing no crimes, even after you saw all the shit he did. But you even had no problem with his wife, even though what he was doing wasn't with his wife, right? Or his baby mama. I'm not sure if they were married. I think I might be getting them confused. Sometimes I get him and R. Kelly a little confused because I know R. Kelly, the woman, kind of reminds me of P. Diddy, baby mama, because they were beautiful and they was famous in one way. I think P. Diddy, baby mama or wife was a model, and I think R. Kelly, wife, who I know, I think she was a dancer, if I'm correct, right? They kind of remind me of each other, like pretty chocolate thin on the thin side type of women, tall modeless type of women. Okay. So I don't know, I can't remember if Diddy was married or not, but either way, his baby mama's the one who had the twins for him. Um, she like nobody talked bad about her. Even when you saw Diddy with other women, you know? Um, when they got divorced. Like you nobody says shit because the man is the one, I guess, he could be outside and he could be diddling and daddling. He could be doing anything he want. But a woman, even the woman who has her children for her husband, these men will judge her simply because she has on some sexy clothing. And what they answer is she ain't really got to be outside, but she looked like she for the streets based on what she's wearing. And I'm gonna tell you, that's a man's problem. That's that's because you look at her and you want to fuck her. You want to be with her. You desire her. You think she's beautiful and wish you could have her. That doesn't mean that that's what's reality isn't. The there's a lot of these men, they jealous of women, and then they're able to get other women on panels who don't really have that, right? They're not, they can't be a Carly B. They can't be a Meg Thee Stallion. They can't be, they cannot even be what her name? Cassie, right? They can't be these women. And although they may be these women's ages, and they may even have the looks or not, right? But they don't have the fame. They don't know how to grab the attention of men. And that is a lot of these women problem, right? They're angry at the ones who can get a man. And wait, it's easy to get a man. It's like if you just want any man, it's easy to get a man, right? But I could tell you, like, I would have never messed with another woman's man. Like they married, you ain't got no chance with me. In fact, I don't even go backwards. I don't do drive-bys. You know what I mean? Like if I dropped you off at any time, or even if you drop me off, let's say you drop me off, there is no circling the block. There's no circling the block ever. When the door opened and I got out, then and your car, you hit the gas and you moved forward, then all I can tell you is I move forward, I just go in a different direction than you. I don't even want to be on the same track as you. I'm trying to stay far away from you. And there would be no circling back around. And I don't give a damn if it's uh 10 minutes later or 10 years later. And I don't give a shit if it's 20 years later. There will never be a story where I go back and talk about, ooh, I had a crush on you when I was a kid. We went to high school together. Hey, how you doing? Ain't no motherfucker, right? Listen, I may get on Facebook and I see some of the people I went to school with, even some of the people I had crushes on, which wasn't many. And I look them up. They got one person I've been looking for, which every chance I think about it, I'll go and look and see if I can find him. But if I really want to know where he was at, I could call some people in my area where I grew up at and find him, right? But like other than that, like I'm not getting on no Facebook, looking nobody up and hitting them up. I mean, um, I may tell my stories here, and then somebody else may hit them up, and then they'd be like, "Hey, here goes so so," and I'm like, "How you doing?" We was kids, like children, ain't no circle back. If you know what I'm saying? Even when I was a teenager, if I didn't talk to you, then what the fuck? I'm gonna wait till I'm 50 something years old to talk to you and try. No. So I ain't the type that gonna do that, and I'm not definitely messing with no other married woman's husband. I'm not doing it. And I listen to some of these stories where, they tell a story on how he he had the option. Like he got his wife and then he messed with her and she letting him have all the control. And I'm thinking, that is the fuck wrong with you. You won't even take your own control of your own life. And hey, I don't know if you could teach that because I think it's all over the place. But the internet, there's lots of women telling you that you got black girl magic. You know what I'm saying? And love yourself, and you know what I mean, and take care of yourself, and 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 just move that the ways to make you happy. And if somebody pop out, into that, make sure that he's not for somebody else, and then maybe possibly, you know, you, somebody might pop out. But the problem is a lot of these women listen to what these men are saying because they agree with it. They agree with them. They agree that uh there's a small amount of men who could get all the women because if you're the type of woman who deal with some other woman's man, then of course you gonna believe that because you'll be like, yeah, because I want him and I only want him, and he already got a wife and other girlfriend, and that don't sound like somebody who like themselves, love themselves. I ain't taking no turn after no, but I I'm definitely not taking my turn after nobody's missus. You understand? I'm not gonna disrespect his wife. I'm not gonna disrespect myself. And so um that's what I say about that. And so when DJ Witch Doctor what got me, baby, a little heated is when that motherfucker talk about bombing. No real wife. She different. Nigga. Am the wife. What makes me different? That I'm the wife, not because but wait a minute. He said I'm different. Wait a minute. Let's clear something up. Because I know these niggas, you know, they imagine the wife being somebody who really does just be overweight, unattractive. She let herself go. And because of that, she ain't going outside. Nobody else gonna find her attractive. And therefore, like, then the husband, gonna go sneak off and then she might decide to allow him to do that, or she may not, right? These men have a particular thought in their minds for a woman, a married woman. But wait, for those of who've been married a long time, well, we got to keep it fiery hot, baby. I married my husband when we was young to keep it popping hot. I didn't marry a raggedy, unattractive, ugly ass man. I didn't get with a man who I knew nobody else would want. I got with a fucking handsome man, and he got with me, right? And I know some women think that you get married and then that's it. No, you if you attracted to him, you want him to be attracted to you. He's so when he hears anything that I've done, which he don't know because they don't really listen. When I tell a story, they don't fucking listen to the story, y'all. They listening for clues. They want me to say certain things. They want to know why I'm on Instagram. But if I say, well, my husband, right? He's the person behind the camera because I don't do selfies, right? We had actual camcorders, digital camcorders, and all that shit, the shit that we consider normal then. I've had that shit for damn near 20 fucking years. Right? I had a stripper pole in my bedroom. You think my husband couldn't see it? They make it seem like I'm different because I'm sneaking around, and I'm saying, nigga, I'm your grandmother who's still with your grandfather, right? And you just don't know what the fuck they do in the middle of the night when they told you to stay in a child's place. But I do tell children to stay in their place. I stay away from children. Some of y'all just still think you're fucking children. You are grown. You get to know what I'm doing or have done because you are fucking grown. I do not sit around with no fucking children and talk the way I do on here with you all. I do not share my stories with no motherfucking children. And but I realize that I'm talking to grown ass people who still mentally are fucking children. You haven't realized yet that your grandmother and your grandpapa was still fucking. You haven't realized yet that your mama and your daddy was fucking. You don't realize that. You don't realize that. You still want to think of grandma as Big Mama, like the little boy you knew her as, who was cooking food for you, right? Making some good meals, and the family would gather there. But you probably never seen your grandpa when he bypassed your grandma. He patted her on her butt, and she giggled a little bit. They were fucking, right? That's, that's how your parents got here, and then they was fucking, and that's how you got here. So people, when I tell my stories, the whole time I was married. If I was married, that means what I was doing, he was doing, right? Whether he was actively there or not, he was supportive of me, just like I'm supportive of him. Um, the idea that I'm so different in the fact that I'm married all these years. I have uncles and aunts who've been married all of my life. And I've never seen them have sex. But I know they did because they got children, baby. They got children who will be my cousins. I know my mom and dad, I never caught them actually having sex. One time I opened the door and I saw my dad kind of look like he was on top of my mom bracing himself. And I hurry up and close the door and act like I didn't see shit. Forgot about it, tried to get it out of my mind. But like the idea that they want us, y'all, they want us to look like old ass women. That's what they want from you. And then they will embarrass you if you don't, right? And then if you don't look like the beautiful women they're interested in, then you ain't shit. They're not looking at you or for you. They so they get you to call them women for the streets and whores, 304s. So when I say men like whores, or I'm not really calling them women whores. I'm That's what they call those women. That's what they call beautiful women who they can't get. They call beautiful women they can't get whores. Even if they could get them, they wouldn't know because they too scared to approach them. They call them whores. Even DJ Music, not DJ Music, God damn it. DJ Witch Doctor, I hope I didn't say DJ Music throughout this. I am talking about DJ Witch Doctor, okay? I am talking about Not4Humans, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Um, he sits on a panel on ladies' night and he has the women up there and the women have discussions. And those women know what they can and cannot say because if the story goes one way, then he will get up there and kind of drive them in the direction he wants them to go. That's what he does. And they can't contain me that way. They can't contain me that way. They can't have me lie, and I'm not judging no other woman based on her dress. Ladies, we got enough issues with what the hell some of these women are out here doing, right? Like the ones who hurting their children, the ones who refuse to be a mother to their children, even though they children do live with them. They being abusive verbally, they being abusive physically, you know what I mean, mentally, emotionally. So, as far as I'm concerned, there's some real issues if we're gonna talk about women's. It ain't got nothing to do with what they wearing. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. So here I am, a whole wife. And then if you and then the woman they're talking about is a whole wife. Her husband said, I bought that. He said, I like attractive women. He said, I am still young and still want it. He said, and I bought her that dress. That's what he said. That should have been it. There should be no more else need to be said. But they still want to talk about the dress. Now they claim that it's him. Wait a minute. That's his fucking wife. He bought her the dress. He said, hey, babe, put this on. He didn't mind her wearing it with her on his arm. That's what he did as a husband who wanted his sexy wife to still be sexy for him. I don't know why that don't look like a wife, because that is exactly what she is, a wife. And it don't this idea that she don't look like the person I say they want us to look like. If she was bigger, out of shape, ugly, you know what I mean? Um, they wouldn't have no problem with her with that dress on, you know? So I mean, I go to the church, right? The last time I went to a church, actually, because I don't go to church. Um, last time I went to in a church was for my dad's no, my mom's funeral. From both my dad's funeral and my mom's funeral. because they were my parents. We sat in the front, and some older lady walked over. They all in white with the white going all the way damn near to the ankle, and then they had on these thick ass white stockings like back in the day. They have on the white gloves and everything. It's like one of them traditional back in down south churches. So I'm okay with that. I had on a black dress, right? Everybody, basically the family, either had on black and red. My mom's favorite color was red, so the ties was red. And I think for my dad, I can't remember what they required the tie to be. My mom chose whatever my dad's favorite color was, which I think was purple, right? Anyway, so I'm in the front and I'm holding my grandson. Because my grandson was just born. He was like a month old, 2 months old when we was at that funeral. And so my son sitting on side of me, my 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 husband sitting on side of one of my sons. On the other bench on the other side was my sister, my nephews, my brother. My brother was sitting there on side of me, um, on the same, not right directly on side of me, but he was sitting on side of one of my sons, right? And his girlfriend and shit, they wanted to get on the first, and we had to put them behind. They was upset by that shit. But anyway, and I'm there and I'm rocking the baby. I'm holding in my tears because I'm watching my sons cry. So I'm trying to be strong for them because they trying to be. The more I cry, the more they cry. So I started sucking it in, and then this person who is related to me, they walk up and they putting some shit on my lap. I'm thinking. At first, I was like, as they putting it on my lap, I'm wondering what the hell going on. My skirt was below my knee when I'm standing up. It was right at my knee when I'm sitting down. But they come putting this thing covering my lap. Now, at first I'm wondering what the hell they doing. And then I realized, oh, because I'm thinking, well, maybe it's scooshed up without me noticing, but nah. Right? Um, and then I realized, okay, then a woman's legs not supposed to show according to these elders, especially in church, but they even judge you outside of church, right? But remember I said it was one of my cousins who came and put it on my lap. She's a cousin. She's a second cousin. She's my dad's first cousin. Most of the people at this church, most of the people in that area related to me. But anyway, what's weird about this is when they get a certain age, they change, baby. Now, it's not for the worst, right? It could be for the best. When you was running the streets when you was younger, now you in the church when you older. Nothing wrong with it. The thing that gets me is that they judge others. And let me tell you something, what I recognize, and it may not even be true for everybody, right? I'm just giving some anecdotal kind of viewpoint. The reason I don't call women whores, I don't even look at a woman for what she's doing as a whore, unless she also is a prostitute. And even then, I don't judge that, right? I'm not even going to judge that. But it's because, like, I've never been a whore. And, like, I know just because I dress a certain way, I know that I was never a whore. I was never out there just sleeping with this person, that person. That has never happened with me. And because I've never done that, I don't push that off on other women. So there may be some women doing that, and I don't give a fuck because they not me and I'm not them. The only thing I would say to those women is protect yourself, love yourself enough to make sure that you good. That's what I would tell those women. But I'm not judging them. Who am I to judge? And when people hear me say that, they thinking, oh, she must have was out there. That's why she's saying, who am I to judge? I'm saying, no, for real, who the fuck are you to judge? Are you in charge of the women's some kind of women's group in which you certify whether we a woman or whether we're a whore, whether we're a bitch? Like, are you stamping these shits on our foreheads, giving us categories? Is that what you're doing? And depending on what category we in, are you gonna give us a good man that nurtures? If you're not, then shut your ass up. And let me tell you something. Some of these women, they talk a good game, but baby, but baby, I'm not even talking about getting a man. They got some who had a man and got rid of him because they want to play in the street, and they'll sit up there and judge other women. I'm saying if you're gonna get somebody on that motherfucking panel to judge me and my relationship, whether I'm married, not married, live in, whether I'm a baby mama, no matter what, then that bitch better be way above any of that shit. She gonna have to be Christ herself, or she gonna have to be a nun who's been a nun since the beginning, and then even then, I'll have a conversation with her and ask her who the fuck is she, because don't she know she not supposed to judge? But these bitches be living in glass houses or because they out here telling us all this shit, or they getting caught out here with these niggas who ratting on them, right? Um, and then they judging a woman based on what she's wearing. Seems like jealousy to me. On some real shit. I'm over there on Instagram and there's this older woman. And look, I can, based on she's over there jiggling her butt and all that stuff. She always is like a leotard or maybe a bra and underwear or a swimsuit or something like that, right? I think she's 60 years old, and she's either 60 or 70. I think she's 60, and her body is banging. And the way she's on there dancing and things, and what she's saying and what she's doing don't really match up. So I think, right? And this is anecdotal also, but based on what I'm seeing her do and the things she's saying, I think that at some time in her life, she probably was just so bottled up, keeping to the restraints of society, right? Trying to be what others wanted her to be, what society tells her to be, this so-called good girl, right? And now she's 60, and now she's over there feeling free and not giving a fuck about nobody. And what I see in the chat in her under her area, I see a lot of men saying it's hot, leaving a nice comment and going about their business. And then I see some women like myself who's very supportive, like, yeah, girl, you're looking good, right? And then there's some other women talking about, oh, you too old for this. How the fuck you old for something? You, you too old for something? Like, we got to think about that. So person is not just old, but too old. Like, which means that they're, she's like 60 or 70. And that age, she's supposed to still give a fuck about what society say, or as DJ Woodstock and the rest and them ladies over there, optics. What the optics look like? The motherfucking optics, nigga. Some of y'all living in nothing but you got smoke and mirrors built up all around your ass with your fake fucking lives, making it seem like you're something that you're not. That's the fucking optics. You should be the one who understands that the optics ain't nothing but fake shit, false shit, lies. Break them motherfucking mirrors and live in reality. Live in motherfucking reality. And the reality is they got some women who should shut the fuck. But if you want to judge, then okay. And then when a person like me come along and start judging, I'm only going to only judge yet ye be judged. I'm okay with judging motherfuckers who judge people. And I'm gonna have fun with it too. And if you wanna point fingers and judge, nothing wrong with it. Don't cry when motherfuckers start judging you. And I know at least one of them women on that one of them women on that motherfucking panel got judged by the nigga she let come live, stay in her house. And fuck her. And then the nigga fucked her and still wanted his money back. You listen. Woo, woo, woo. Wait, I'm over. Look, I'm 6'7", 6'7". I'm over here doing my hair, 6'7". Listen, let's say I asked the man to borrow some fucking money, which I would never do. I might say I need some money. I don't think I ever said I borrow some money from a man from the opposite sex. That has never happened. I let a man know what I need, and then a man gave it to me. But okay, let's say for some reason though, I didn't know how to use my appeal and and just say I need something to where you give it to me. So maybe they don't work, you know. Maybe they don't work. You don't know how to get that to work. I don't know. That sounds like a woman to me. You know what I mean? That's what these men are mad at. They mad at that we can literally say, I need this, or even point to it, and some man or some person will get it for us. They mad about that. Okay? And we got women who apparently mad at that too because they don't know how to use that. Maybe they ain't got it in them. I don't know. It ain't none of my business. Okay, bitch, it ain't my business. But what I will tell you is if let's say if I didn't know how to make it work or I needed the money really bad and and I asked the man, can I borrow such and such money? Right? Because I know how she got caught up. If I asked him to borrow some money and he loaned it to me, right? Because I needed it. I may have needed it really bad. Okay, cool. He loaned me the money. And then we continue to talk. And then because I owe him money, when he coming in my area, I said, well, look, since you did me a solid, I got a solid for you. You could come, come, come through. And you can stay in my place. I got a place for you. I got a room for you and everything. I would have let that be clear that, hey, you did me a solid. Boom, boom. Now I'm repaying that solid with this, right? Because the hotel, and I think she said there's a hotel in our area would have cost the exact amount she owed, or even if not even more, right? Cool. But then we find out that they had intimacy. And let me tell you what intimacy, baby. Any bill I owed you has been repaid. Look, we ain't even got to talk about it. We ain't gonna sit down and say, well, what I'm about to give you right now, you're gonna have to erase that debt. Nah. Because then that make you feel like you might be a prostitute or some shit, right? And that's how that man got over, right? He got the goods and everything, but the thing is, it must have wasn't that good because any nigga I lay down with, he forgets anything that I owed him, even if I said something bad to him. You know what I mean? Like if I did something wrong to hubby, I give him a shot of this pussy, and he got drunk off of pussy, and he forgets everything. You understand what I'm saying? He be over here drunker than a motherfucker, and he be like, he in heaven. And he be in heaven, in pussy heaven, baby. And he forgets about any arguments, any disagreements, any monies, anything I may have done. Because I've done some shit that was wrong. And I had to go in and open the gates of pussy heaven. Shit. I opened the gates of be heaven, baby. And he walks right in and he walk in standing tall. But when his ass is leaving, when I close the gates, he is flat on his back, knocked the fuck out, snoring. You understand what I'm saying? And there will be nobody telling me coming to YouTube later, talking about you still owe me some money. Babe, oh shit. I know what I just said might be a little messy, but what I'm telling you is the truth. Somebody asked the man for some money and he loaned the money. And then later on, he said, I'm coming through your area. And she said, well, I'll get a place for you to stay. We all saw the room and everything in which he was staying. And then everything, like he talked about how he drove around and shit like that. And they talked about all of that. And then she said she gave him a shot of Punani. And with the shot of Punani, that's why she figured that they was good. You know what I'm saying? But apparently that nigga still felt like the Punani wasn't payment enough. He still felt like you owed him some. It wasn't that valuable to him. He felt like if you owed him 150, he felt like he could take $5 off for the pussy that you gave him. And so it was only worth $5. And the nigga wanted 150. You owed him $155. After sex with him, you owe him 150. That nigga took off five fucking dollars. Don't insult me, bitch. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. Listen, oh my God, listen. I sold pictures for more than that without anybody touching me. Long fucking distance video clips for more than that. You understand what I'm saying? The nigga touched me and I don't owe him not a fucking thing after. Okay? But if I only owed him $150, first of all, goddamn, like what? Girl, I could go and get that. I go on my Facebook and be like, hey, I need something. I need a new outfit so I can turn on my camera again. And I will get the money. What the fuck is going on? Baby, I don't know where the big mamas was. Man, where the big mamas at? Like y'all was missing dads and mamas. Because I think what happened is society made a big change and feminism, right? Feminism is a thing, but it kind of turned some women into men, but not the way the men are saying it. Like you really truly don't even know about you know what I mean? Your sexual ways, your woes. You don't know how to use what you got to get what you want. Like, what the fuck? And you ain't got, and then there people be like, well, I'm not a hoe. Like, I've had women young when I was younger and they were younger that would say some shit like that. I'm like, bitch, what you talking? You calling me a hoe because these men are paid for anything I want? Like, what are you talking about? Because if I remember, there was no sleeping with me to get that. But I know that bitch was living across the hall from me, and I saw the niggas coming in and out, right? And she ain't get shit, but she stood firm on her being a woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm a woman, hear me roar. I will cook up the bacon and I fry it up in the pan, and then let you get. Now she learned that because I'm saying that's what I grew up on, where I could be a woman, right? I can bring home the bacon and I can also fry it up in the pan. But then I would also let this, you know what I mean? Let this nigga know that I'm a woman, baby. And so if you want me to fry some motherfucker bacon that you want to eat, then you gotta buy it. You gotta buy it. And also, let me just say, ain't no motherfucker where I'm going 50-50 with no nigga. Listen, I try my best to just be like, hey, nothing wrong with the ladies who want to go 50-50. Nothing wrong with a lady going 50-50. It just wouldn't be me though. And I wouldn't teach my daughter no shit like that neither. But salute to all the bitches who go 50-50 with a fucking nigga. The fuck you need a nigga for if you gotta go 50-50? Get you a bitch, hoe. Get you a roommate or another woman who ain't gonna require no sex from you. She ain't even gonna require you to cook for her and clean for her, bitch. Get you a motherfucking female roommate, hoe. The fuck you talk about? You going to work. This nigga going to work. When you come home, you gotta cook and clean. Take care. You gotta have this nigga baby. Bitch, and this nigga gonna ask you for half the rent. And you just gonna be like, okay, give me my phone. I'll cash app it to you. Ho, what the fuck is wrong with you, ho? That's them bitches. Listen, these niggas will not like. They be like, but I'm over there. She hate men. Nah, I love men, and I love you because you will take care of me, right? I'll take care of you on my end, and you gonna take care of me. And yes, you are required to take care of me the way men are supposed to take care of me, and then I'm gonna take care of you the way I'm gonna take care of you. And motherfucker, I'm only gonna go to work if I want to work. And if I want to quit, bitch, I'm going to quit. I'm going to look for this whatever job I want. Ho. And if I want to go to school and learn some shit, I don't give a fuck if it's basket weaving, you motherfucking ass niggas. Then you would have paid for me to go to basket weaving fucking school for me to get out to have weave one basket. Bitch, I ain't even gonna complete the basket. I'm gonna make you buy all the fucking supplies, and then I'm gonna start weaving a fucking basket, and I don't give a fuck. In the middle of me weaving that basket, I'm gonna say it's enough. Look at this. And my hubby gonna look at it and he gonna be like, it's nice. And then I'm gonna put that shit to the back in a bag, and that shit is in storage right now. Fuck out of here. Now, 2026, baby. Look, I be trying. I be trying. My daughters wouldn't be going no 50-50. Okay. Now, she would have her man's back. Like, for instance, she decides to get a job because she wanted a job. Because see, if she having his babies, she needs to be able to rest and everything she needs, stay off her feet. And maybe she might want to start a little business, sewing, knitting, crocheting. Or maybe she might turn on her webcam and just be smiling in niggas' faces, smiling in their faces. And they give me paper. Look, she might be getting paper from just smiling in their faces. I don't give a fuck what she do, as long as it's what she want to do. But I'd be goddamn if a man would be like, you gotta work. I gotta work. And that might be why the reason I work, because hubby didn't want me to work, and I'm a little rebellious. The truth is I'm rebellious. It's in my nature to be rebellious, right? Like these niggas be talking about, it's in our nature to be animalistic. Over there on that panel, there's a man up there talking about men. Men are need laws and they need enforcement. They need police. And that's why these men are dangerous. They got a lot of people who can self-contain themselves, right? You you don't do things because you don't want nobody to do them to you. You don't steal because you don't want nobody to come taking your shit. You don't kill anyone because you don't want nobody to come killing you. All kinds of reasons. They got the one those of you who say you need containment by police and shit like that, then I don't know. You need to go and reside amongst your motherfucking self in the woods. Okay, I bet you'll learn just how animalistic your ass ain't when you living with motherfucking animals, you bum ass bitch. What's going on, Letitia? Let me come. I've been running my mouth. Let me put the link in. I didn't look at the chat once. Ladies, fuck these motherfucking niggas who want to go 50-50. Listen, if you yourself, first of all, soon as a man say, I'm looking for a woman to go 50-50 with, you tell that nigga to go get him a boyfriend, a roommate, okay? Because 50-50, 50-50 mean this to me. He want to go 50-50. Let me get the whiteboard up. I think I could do 50-50. Let me show you what bomb cherries 50-50 might look like. Then I'm gonna come to the chat. The men not gonna like it, and I don't give no fucks. And for you women who so rowdy and shit, right? You want to give a nigga your money, then you ain't gonna like it neither. Okay, so let's say the rent is $1,000. We're gonna make it clear, $1,000. Okay, $1,000 because it's easy, right? 1,000. And that's so we're gonna just work on the rent, mortgage, or whatever, right? So that means I owe 500. He owe 500, right? Let me write this shit. I'd rather write, even though let me see. Oh yeah, it will let me. I need to grab my how can I let me go back. Okay. Let me use my fingers. Is it let me? What I gotta do? 10. 10. 500 on my side, 500 on his side. Let me see. Use whiteboard class. Let me just exit that. Okay. So we clear. We go 50-50 right down the middle. Okay, cool. So at the end of the month, I need to give him $500 so we can pay the rent. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, he can have the next bedroom. Now, this is what happened. He wants to move into my bedroom. He want to share a bed. Well, I'm saying the bed belongs to me. My bed in my room belongs to me. His bed in his room belong to him, right? If he wants to come in my bed in my room, then I'm gonna have to charge him. Okay? I'm gonna charge him. Wait, we're gonna back it up a little bit. Let's back it up. Let me start a little slower. So he wants me to cook, and he needs a meal every day. And he wants me to cook at least 5 days a week. Now he gonna buy the food, or if he want me to do 50-50 with the food too. So we're gonna add another 100 to that. So he 600 on his end, 600 on my end. Okay. Okay, cool. And we could continue to do that. We could add the electric, we could add the water, we could add whatever he want to add. We could add up all the bills and split them down the middle. Okay, but I'm not gonna do that. That's right now. So, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? So we're gonna stop it at the 600. We're gonna say that 600 includes the rent, the electric, and everything, food and all, right? But this includes the food and all, and he wants me to cook though. So I decide that if he go to McDonald's, um, we're gonna go with the cheapest thing that he go to every day that he could go to, and if he bought him a meal, dinner meal, he gonna pay about $20, right? So $20. Let me find me a calculator on my phone. Okay. So we gonna and I'm gonna give him a discount, right? Because the food gonna be for me too. Me and him. So I'm gonna say $20 a day times 30, but we're gonna do half of that. So I'm gonna do that $10 a day times 30. That takes off $300 already. That's just for food, right? For me cooking. Yeah. Like remember, so that's his side, this my side. Okay. Let me make this bigger. How do I make this bigger? Oh, I gotta go down. Okay. So We're gonna take the 300 on my side and put the 300 on his motherfucking side. Okay, we're gonna I owe 300 more, and he now owes 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's right. He now owes 900. You see? So the 50-50 has resulted to me on 300 and him on 900. And that's just for me cooking, right? Okay. And then he wants me to wash his clothes. He wants me to wash them, um, and dry them and fold them up and put them away. Mm, okay. Now, I'm gonna only do that maybe once a week, right? But I'm gonna charge him $50. We're gonna take $50 off here, and we're gonna add $50 over here. Okay. Let me scroll down so we can have enough space. Okay. Y'all with me, ladies? You go 50-50? Y'all, listen, you gotta be clever, baby. You gotta be clever. Okay? Because everything you do is valuable, right? You gotta understand everything you do is valuable. So this gonna be 250, and he gonna owe 950. You get what I'm saying? Now, so we got the cooking and the cleaning to do. Now we got the portion of his clothes, but now he want the house clean, right? Now we're gonna go by weekly. If somebody come in my home and clean for me, that shit ain't cheap. But we're gonna just, and remember, we ain't got no children yet. Okay, this is just me and him. So what I'm gonna do is, you know, I'm gonna say check it. I'm gonna make sure everything's clean. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go behind you and wash your tub and shower with. I'm gonna make sure everything's done. When you go to the bathroom, it's gonna be nice and clean. And when you get in your bed, I'm gonna go in your room and clean your room up. Now remember, we got two separate rooms. We got two separate rooms, so that means I got my room to clean and his room to clean. So I'm gonna deduct. I'm gonna give him a deal. Okay, I'm gonna deduct $100 for the month. So that means I gotta add 100 over here. Okay. um. So I now owe 150 and he owes 1,050. Y'all with me? Ladies, are y'all learning some shit? Because I told y'all I wanted to do this separately where the men couldn't hear and see us, right? Remember, I told y'all I got a lot of lessons I would like to give you. I told you I wanted to do it behind the scenes. This is just a miniature lesson of something I would have taught you. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to come and follow. Y'all don't want to do it. So here it is. Okay? And it makes sense, baby. Don't let these niggas tell you anything else. Okay. So right now, remember I started with a low number, but it don't matter where the number starts. Okay, don't matter where the number starts. So now, so that means I go in his room, I pick up his clothes, put it in the washer, the dryer, I fold them, and I put them back in his room. That's me giving him a discount because that's a lot of motherfucking work. Okay. But now let's get to the nitty gritty, baby. Let's get to the nitty gritty. So he decides, I want to come and sleep in your bed. And I'm like, but you got your own bed. What you talking about? I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing everything that you want me to do. But he's like, I don't really care about that shit. You know why? Because what he really wanted, he want to get in your bedroom. Okay? He want to get in your bed. So then you negotiate. You say, well, what you talking about? Like, number one, how many nights you talking you want to come in my bedroom? Because my bedroom is similar to us being at the Sheraton, honey. How much is the Sheraton each motherfucking night? If you want to be in here every night, then you gotta pay like you wait, nigga. You gotta pay like we going out to the Hilton, Sheraton, the Sheraton Courtyard, nigga, the Marriott. You understand? Because that's the part of Marriott, or one of them nice, clean hotels. Well, you ain't got to do shit because I'm already like the maid in this bitch anyway, nigga. So you want to come in my bed. And okay, so you want to come in my bed, and I just want you to know how many nights you talking, because I don't think you could afford being in this bitch every night. So what you talking about? Once a week? You talking about once a month? See, that's why some of these niggas only get it once a month. You best know why that nigga only getting it once a month. The nigga getting it once a month because that's all the nigga can afford. Okay. Anyway, don't let them niggas who can't afford to even sleep with their wives more than once a month. Don't let them trick you. These niggas don't talk about love. They only want to talk about sex and cleaning and shit like you a maid. So the nigga got to pay that. Nigga, you ain't giving me no love, no respect, nothing. You want me to be your maid, nigga? Oh, that's what you want? So I'm gonna charge you $50, nigga, just to wear that French maid outfit every once in a while. Just for me putting it on and walking around this bitch like I'm sexy. Nigga, there you go. There you go. Okay? That's just for me to wear some sexy gear. You understand? Once a week, nigga. And I gave you a big discount because you can't seem to afford it, nigga. Okay? But it's okay. Now, now let's kick it back a little bit. That's just for me getting sexy. Okay? But I do need to put a little charge on there because he want me to be real. He want me to be pretty, sexy, and fit, right? So now the gym membership, right? I want to go to the Y, nigga, and the Y is $140 a month. Okay, let me throw this down. Okay, I now owe $26, and you owe 12.40. Okay, so he want me to dress in a nice, sexy outfit once a week. I gave him a big discount because he got to buy the outfit. Okay, me putting it on is the $50. That's only because I like him a little bit. So, okay, so I charge the $50. This nigga want me to be fit and beautiful. Then actually, this 140 is not cut. This is just a gym membership. But now we need some makeup, hair done. Okay, now let's get that. Hmm. So it costs $250 a month. I'm gonna give him 250 a month. Okay. What am oh I'm adding, yeah. Okay. Mm, okay. Cool. So he need me to be beautiful. He need me to be fit. He need me to have a nice one outfit. The other shit, I guess I gotta cover myself. I'm okay with that, right? Cool. I might get a little job here, a little job there. But if he don't want me to work, or I might have men just giving me money. Oh, you don't want other men talking to me, you don't want them giving me something. So what about my clothes and my deodorant and my toothbrush and toothpaste, and what about me getting my nails did? And oh shit, I can't get that from other men. Oh, you want exclusivity? Oh, push it. Wait a minute, you we ain't even get to the sex yet, but you just don't want me smiling in their faces. You don't want me to look at no other nigga. You want me to act like I'm what? You want me to act like I'm what? Married? Taken? Wait a minute. You can't be asking me to act like I'm married with no 50-50, nigga. So if you want marriage, then we can wipe this board down away. But if you want 50-50, that sounds like a roommate to me. So you want exclusivity, but you don't want marriage because the men say, "Well, what does marriage get me?" Okay, I'm about to show you what marriage gets you. Okay. Anyway, so you want exclusivity. That means I'm not gonna be having no men on the phone. I'm not gonna have to ask no men for nothing because you're gonna provide that all for me. So now we talking. Now Okay. Now we talking. You don't want marriage? This monthly, by the way. Okay. Yeah. You in the negative, okay? Which means you got, yeah. So I, on the other hand, am gonna be in the positive because now you're gonna be giving me money, right? One, two, three. You gonna be, this is plus on my side. This is negative on your side. Okay? Cool. Now, so now I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna be looking at no other man. I ain't gonna, I'm gonna act like I'm blind to the bullshit. I'm blind to other niggas, right? And since you're not marrying me, you got to pay for that. Now let's talk about how many nights we gotta get back to how many nights you want to be in my bedroom. Because remember, we're not married. I got on a chastity belt. I still have on the pretty sexy clothes. I'm still getting in fit, but I got a chastity belt on, nigga. A chastity belt. And how much it costs you to get the key to that chastity belt depends on how many nights you need that key rental, baby. It's a key rental. Always know this is rent. It's it's based on if you got this money to give me every fucking month. If you ain't got this money to give me every month, then nigga, I'm gonna have to suspend all services. Okay? But right now you still in the negative. You still kind of owe me some money. And I don't owe you shit. You see what I'm saying? You actually we can start adding this price to your price and know that how much you in the hole, right? But right now I'm gonna be getting 1230 from you. That's before the chastity belt key. So how many nights you want it? Don't let these niggas lie and say they want it every night. Even when you're newly married, they don't want it every night. Them to be them quickies. And I don't like quickies, but quickies cost extra. A quickie, right? We're gonna put a Q there, equals extra. Okay. And I'm gonna put the price of quickies at depending on how quick you talking about. Because I don't get shit out of quickies. So we're gonna instantly put $1,000 there, nigga. You want quickies, nigga, you gonna pay. I don't like quickies, so you gonna pay big. Okay. If you want a quickie, nigga, it costs you 1,000. So now let's talk about how many nights you want. And quickies cost more, so now you don't want no quickies. And that means that ladies are gonna lessen the number too, right? Because I'm gonna say if they go less than 20 minutes, it's a quickie, and they're gonna owe you a lot of money. That's how most of it gonna be. The nigga can't hold up too long. Now, if he could go hold up longer than 20 minutes, then he need at least a 2, 3 day rest. So we're gonna give it 2 times a week. 2 times a week is what we're gonna go with. 2 times a week. And I got the charger. I got a charger like the real hose charger. I'm talking about the decent hose, the expensive hose. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a wife? Then I got the charger, $2,000. That's $4,000 for the week. Were you coming up right now, babe? Oh, okay. Oh, it is? Damn, I didn't know what that late. So now, okay, you don't want to get married? That's okay. Baby, they ain't got to get married. Okay? You ain't got to get married. Okay, cool. $4,000. I want $4,000 a month. You understand what I'm saying? $4,000 a month. That's just for the sex. 2 times a week. Okay. And that's a deal. That's a deal still. Okay. That's a deal. That's a steal. Okay. And so you want me to have your baby? Wait a minute. You want to make me a baby mama? Oh, okay. I think that's $80,000. Wait. 80,000. I was just about to write it out. $80,000. Okay. we got to put that over here. $80,000. You want to make me a baby mama? Oh, you want a couple of kids? You want to use my DNA, my genes, my body? Okay. The first kid is 80,000. The second kid, I'm gonna give you a discount. We're gonna go half of that 80,000, and we're gonna say 40,000. Okay? Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah. Plus, you're gonna pay child support if we end up separating. Like if you decide to leave, then you're gonna pay this is what you're gonna pay up front. Soon as you want to negotiate the pregnancy. Okay. Soon as we find out we pregnant, boom, I want my money dropped in the bank. Otherwise, I'ma just need wait a minute now. Okay, I'm gonna do all this, babe. Um, okay, so listen, if I get pregnant, you're gonna give me that 80,000. If you don't give me that 80,000 in 2 weeks' time, then now you only got to give me $1,000. And we're gonna go straight to the abortion clinic. Okay? We're gonna scratch this out, and you only got to give me $1,000. Plus, for my for my motherfucking problems, so I need another $1,000. So they're gonna be $2,000 for my mental anguish. Okay? Okay, so you want the second baby? You don't give me so you didn't want the first one. You couldn't afford it, so you gave me the 2,000. But I get pregnant again. It don't go down to this. It goes straight back to 80. It's almost like it's my first pregnancy. You understand? Okay, that's right. You ain't trying to get over and think you could get me pregnant again. It's gonna be cheaper now, nigga. It's gonna be 80,000 for the first baby. And if you decide, if you don't give me my money, and I'm not even gonna give you 2 weeks this time, nigga. In fact, if you couldn't afford it the first time, we ain't even gonna we're gonna eliminate our contractual agreement. What parts of the contract we gonna eliminate? We're gonna eliminate the bedroom activity, nigga. That's what we gonna do. We got and because we eliminating the bedroom activity, then we got to eliminate the exclusivity. Because I'm still want sex. I'm just not gonna want it from you. So now you're gonna go back to your bedroom. You're not welcome back in my bedroom. You're gonna continue to pay uh your portion and my portion up to everything excluding the bedroom activities, the exclusivity. I'ma still wash your clothes, cook for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. And I may still even be sexy and pretty for you. You still gotta keep up the gym membership, and you still gotta make sure that my nails and everything is done. But it's only gonna be for show, nigga. It's only gonna be on site. You don't get to touch not a motherfucking thing until you get your money up, and then and only then will we turn back on the exclusivity and the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? But once you get me pregnant one time and you realize you can't afford the 80,000, you understand what I'm saying? Then nigga, we gonna cancel all of those activities until you get your weight up. Get your weight up, nigga. Okay. Now remember, this is for you because you said you didn't want to be married. Okay. So but if you get me, if once we conclude and you get your money up, I get pregnant, you give me my 80,000. Okay. Cool. Now we good. Now we good. You understand? We good. We're on the right track. You got your exclusivity back. Now, if you don't want exclusivity, that's okay. They got a lot of niggas who like pregnant women. I'll be pregnant for you. Don't think, see, they get sneaky, ladies. They get sneaky around pregnancies. That's when most shit fall apart. When a woman get pregnant, these men go crazy. But it's something they don't know. They think they know. They think now they got you, but they don't. They got lots of niggas who love pregnant women. So he gonna wanna get rid of the exclusivity because he gonna say you're pregnant. And I'm gonna say, okay, so I'm gonna price. And then I'm gonna put my breast milk on the market and pregnant pussy on the market. That nigga gonna get real mad then. Ladies, we letting these niggas get around. And look, I gave discounts. Because the truth is, for me to have a baby, I would want 100K, right? And the second one, I would want another 100K. My DNA and genes is fire like that, nigga. Okay. I holds your babies and you'll have some healthy children. Now, if one of them children don't come out healthy, then nigga, we're gonna do a DNA trace on your family, nigga, so we can find where the issue is, because it's not in mine. Okay. Now, remember this that sex thing was based on how 2 times a week. When that nigga, and if he do a quickie, then I already told you what it is. He, he can't really afford too many quickies. You got to put the price on it, ladies. Don't let him get over. It's $1,000 extra for some quickies. If he want to sneak some quickies in there, he can sneak them in, but it gonna cost him $1,000 each and every single quickie. Oh, nigga, you still want to know what's the benefit of marriage? Because you can slowly pay off that $80,000 that you're gonna be paying to take care of children, right? You can slowly do time. You can slowly do this. You're gonna eliminate that extra bedroom fees and shit like that. There's a lot of things you saving, but women aren't putting their worth really out there. Yo, listen, my pussy is worth far more than this motherfucking $100,000. I gave him a discount even in that, right? Um, and if I'm having his babies, goddamn. Not to mention, now we got babies, and now I'm charging you to take care of them little peoples. You got to do that. And you men, right? You want to treat us like we're whores. Then ladies, you got the whore up, bitch. Whore up. Ho, 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 whore up. Stop giving these niggas free pussy. I don't think I think we ladies, because really we not having the orgasm shit like we should, and we don't really see the value in sex. But men need it. Like they relaxed from it. It's like a release. Like if we understood what they go through these orgasms, right? Where they could barely move. You ever had a nigga be like, "Oh shit, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move." Right? One little squeeze of your vagina muscles, it's all over for him. Yeah. If you don't know that trick, y'all got to let me know, baby. Listen, you a nigga will not ask you for pay him back if you gave him a shot of like what is going on? You always need grandmothers or mothers. Where your mom at, ho? It's true these niggas wouldn't like me if I was teaching you. But you would. You'll get what you want. You'll be respected. Everything you want. The kind of man you want. Like, you know what I mean? Um, that's what the women to get. And the niggas, well, the niggas ain't gonna get shit because we don't fuck with them. But the men, on the other hand, I think he'll be quite satisfied. He'll be quite satisfied because he'll know the value of marriage. He'll know the value of you as a human being. He will want to protect you, and he would want to provide for you and his children. And he would work hard every day if he had to. Bust his ass on 1, 2, and 3 jobs is necessary to make sure you and his seed are taken care of. You understand what I'm saying? These niggas today, they don't deserve no pussy. Talking about 50-50. And these raggedy hoes who really be like, I don't mind going 50-50. Shut your dumb ass up, bitch. Shut your dumb ass up. That you y'all understand what 50-50? We're not talking about a woman who says, I'm with a man and I will help him help build our family, make sure we good. These niggas are talking about 50-50. They absolutely are saying they gonna come to you and ask for your part of the mortgage, your part of it. One man said on my panel, um, he gave an example of where they was going 50-50, and I think it was my panel. I be on so many panels. I don't know. It may not have been here. But anyway, they said something about he he charged her for her car. Her car, uh, something happened to it. So he was gonna fix it, and he told her that she needed to buy everything for him to fix the vehicle. And he was gonna fix it for her, but she had to come out of her portion of her bank account to get it fixed. Now I said, well, like based on the story, they going 50-50. Then I said, okay, I mean, that's what they doing. I'm not against whatever y'all doing. If you think it's working for you, do it. You just can't get mad when the man be like, yeah, that's your car. I'm gonna do everything, but I need you gotta go through your bank to get it fixed. I'll be damned. My husband ain't never asked me for a fucking dime to fix not a goddamn thing. He'll go and loan the money if he had to. At one time, we was going to what they call them, uh payday loans. I remember when we was younger, we would go to payday loans. Hubby ain't never come and asked me for a fucking dime. Never. Not even when I was working. There would be times when, look, I'll be going to work and I'll see a bill on the table. I'll hurry up and open it up, and then I'll take it with. I see that it's bill. I'll take it with me, and I may go and write a check, and put it in a thing myself. My husband ain't never asked me for no fucking money. He ain't never say, "Hey, we got this bill here. You got the money for it?" Never, 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 never. Okay. Even if he knew I had money. Um, or like when we had a bank account, we had a bank account together. My money would go in the bank account. He'd be like, "Hey, I'm about to pay this bill." I'd be like, "Well, I got some money in there. You could use it." Like he didn't never just take anything, as he could have, by the way, because it's our bank account. But he ain't never disrespect her. I need you to pay this. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't mind that. Like, if he came and say, "Hey, we got a bill due. I don't know what we're gonna do. Then we'll figure it out together." I don't mind that. But hubby has never done that to me. And I hear men saying that's the shit they'll do. That's the shit they'll do. Like, well, we're going 50-50. And listen, I be goddamn. I've been sitting around for years saying, well, look, if that's what you women want to do, I've been saying that shit, but all in my mind, I've been thinking I'd be goddamn. I'd be goddamn, not even as an older woman today will I be putting up with no shit like that. Because these niggas say you hit the wall, but I'm wondering where the wall at. Because women in their 50s getting married, 60s getting married, 70s getting married, 80s getting married. Motherfuckers, people are getting married. Okay? People are getting married to their age group. Everybody don't want to reach back to no 20-year-old, no 18-year-old. I definitely couldn't even fucking imagine being with no 18-year-old. Not ever since I've been about 18. Let alone these niggas who will go all the way back to 18 in their 30s. We're not the same. Most of y'all sick as fuck. And the only reason you think that is normal and okay is because society told you that it's okay to be with children. Niggas will they still today. Well, I'm 30. I'll go out. She 18. Nigga, you fucking 30. She can damn near be your daughter. You got nieces, nephews that age. But see, men, society has taught men that they could do what the fuck they want, even sick shit. And then we even got some women today talking about, yeah, no, I want them young. Bitch, what? If a 30-year-old woman is being with an 18-year-old, she is a scum of the motherfucking earth. Fuck that nasty ass bitch. And the niggas too. Ain't no different, right? You shouldn't even be in her space. Oh, you work with her? Oh, you her boss? That's even worse. That's even worse. You already know how that shit gonna end out. Them old men know how that shit gonna work out. They already know it's not leading nowhere except the bedroom. She gonna end up being as young as she truly is, because that's what she is, to where he not gonna be able to keep up. He gonna start trying to control her. Cause see, she's 18. She wanna be able to go to the club, learn how it feels when she legally able to drink. She gonna wanna hang out with her friends. She gonna wanna be free. And she got away from her parents or her mother or whomever she with. She now wanna go and figure shit out. And this old ass nigga gonna be trying to control her. He gonna be trying to sit her ass down. As soon as she start acting like the 18-year-old she is, this 30-year-old gonna be mad about it. That's why these niggas always talking about women nagging, women doing this, women doing that. But she's still a child. And I'm not even saying that in a negative way. To the 18-year-olds out there, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying, hey, you are acting your age because that is your age. There's a lot about life you don't know, and this old nigga want to come in and sway you his way, his direction. And these ragged ass, bum ass, bitch ass women who doing it too. Even though we know, y'all know I gotta say that, but we know there ain't that many motherfucking women out there doing that, even though these niggas will lie. The men be excited that he got an older woman. He pursuing her. Okay. But she need to say no and kick that little boy out and say, I got some nieces. Like I've done that so many times. I got nieces your age. I got nieces your age. I could introduce you. You could ask these men, like it's so many of them, and I'd be like, yeah, I got a niece, not a couple of nieces, a little couple of little cousins. They look like you. No, they're my nieces. What are you talking about? They ask the dumbest ass questions. That's why we know it's based on looks, right? Dumbass niggas. That's why they get all the confusion and everything they get. They cry and whine about women, but these are not the women they were supposed to be with. These are the women that they choose to be with based on something as simple as looks, right? All she had to do is look the part. She ain't got to be old enough. She ain't got to be mentally stable. She ain't got to be shit. She just got to look apart. And that's why they run into the shit they run into. And I'm not even disrespecting those young women, right? If they mentally fucked up, then they mentally fucked up. I'd have been mentally fucked up. I'm still mentally fucked up. If you fuck with me the wrong way, then you will learn it. Okay? 2026, baby. Let me come and look and see what the chat doing. Okay, I'll put the link. I gotta hurry up and get this fabric off the bed because hubby gonna be tripping. But what I'm saying to you, listen, these men want to know what's the benefits to marriage. Well, it'll save them uh $100,000. Ladies, stop sleeping with these men. That is my message for 2026. Stop giving away free puss. Puss now comes with a price. They have essentially taken away the one thing that would get women interested in them. That's marriage. So you can start a family. They are saying they don't want that. And they're also saying that they disrespect baby mamas. So you shouldn't become his baby mama. These niggas have switched the world on top of its motherfucking head. There was a time when, while you having sex with these men, they would be like, I want you to have my baby. And women would be like, damn, she would think that's an honor. But now we know that's no honor in being no baby mama. There's no honor in being no baby mama. So keep your pussy to yourself. I'm gonna start selling bomb cherry juice chastity belts that come with keys, baby. Okay. And the nigga gonna have to rent out your key. It comes with a time limit and a price. The price and the time limit. You hear what I'm saying? We're gonna teach our nieces, we're gonna teach our little cousins, all the women. Listen, no pussy for free. You can't fuck me for free. 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 You can't fuck me for free. Free. Yes. No. Stop it, ladies. No pussy for these niggas. And don't give them just no electric bill. Unless your electric bill in the hundreds. Don't let no niggas can't come with no little bag of food. You know, back in the day, a man would show up at your doorstep with a bag of food. He was able to do that because you had kids and shit like that, right? I watched my friend's mother, a man would come by. This is a married man. Like I knew who he was, I knew his wife and everything. This nigga walking up. I'm over there with my friend and shit. He walking in all looking all nice, smelling all good with a bag of food, groceries. Now, nothing was wrong with that back then. She needed groceries. He knew not to step across that threshold without something in his fucking hand. And it couldn't be no weed. Fuck weed. What the fuck? These niggas getting by with a blunt and some alcohol. You have lowered everything about yourself, ladies. Okay? That's your Elena. King Rooster said, all of them come with baggage. What are you talking? What do you mean all of us come with baggage? You know what baggage is? Because based on what these men say, everybody has baggage. If you have an ex, you have baggage. If you don't never had an ex, you have baggage. Baggage is just life experience. And it's weird that a nigga like you who's married, you are the weirdest, dumbest motherfucker I know in this space. Like, Rooster, you are like, I can't even phantom you being in existence, nigga. I'm shocked you survived the 2026, nigga. You got to be the dumbest bitch on this piece. And it's not because it's because you are a married man sitting around scaring other men into marriage. You're never talking about how happily married you are. In fact, we know you're not. You're on this bitch with us crying about fucking women when you have a wife. You stupid little motherfucker. And it pisses me off because, damn, even the men who are for, they not, you know what I mean? Like they got a wife or shit, so they not talking bad about women. I think you might be the only motherfucking married man who admits that he married, who talks negatively about marriage. Did you know that? I can list off all the married men in this space. Now, there's married men in this space. There's men in this space who claim that they once was married and divorced, that they got anger towards women. And that's understandable, right? But you are married actively, right? You got youngins and everything, and you sit in this space, and that's why people look at you strange. The men look at you strange. The women look at you strange. Even the men who also talk negatively about women, they look at you strange because you are a epitome of fuckboy. Like, how could somebody who's actively in something claiming that he's okay in it, but he acts like it's a bad thing? But Angry Man not really married. And we got videotapes of him. Angry Man not really married. Unless that nigga got married in the last like 4 years, that nigga not married. I think new people coming in space and y'all hear Angry Man married. The men started claiming that Angry Man was married. Angry Man was not fucking married. Okay, unless he waited till his kids got grown, moved out, and then they finally got married. Maybe he married her when she left his ass, and he was crying on this bitch. Maybe that's when he got married. Other than that, that nigga was not married. Okay, shit got me fucked up. Okay, I remember that nigga was over there. Look, he didn't do it on YouTube. The nigga was on Instagram crying about how she need to come back. I remember when she was cussing that nigga out. She was like, "Shut the fuck up! I gotta work in the morning." And everybody heard that shit. That nigga was acting like he the boss over there. That nigga was the boss of nobody except lame ass motherfucking niggas on the internet. Lame ass niggas. The niggas sitting over there smoking on cigars and shit that y'all buy him. Why you think he be need money? He needs you to send him money so he could buy his cigars. Nigga ain't got a job. His wife, his girl was working though. Okay, because she told him to shut the fuck up. She got to work in the morning. Okay, we all remember that shit. For those of us who remember it. Jones and for more, how you doing? Reese Cup. We got UK Arsenal in the house. We got Otis. What's going on? I will put the link in, but I'm going to bed. Ellie, Brownie Ellie, how you doing? Letitia Jar, Lane of Love. Let me go up for everybody who was here, and especially that stupid motherfucker Rooster. Okay, he always welcome over here, but nigga, you got to do better. And it was sad though. Like, oh my God, my sons don't hear me talk bad about black men. That's why I make I distinguish the difference between black men and these niggas, right? Um, I would never want my children to ever hear me talking about black men when I know they're gonna be black men, right? Well, they are black men now, but I've been on the internet a long time. Um, you sit over there with your children and you talk about black women as if their mother's not a black woman. Now it's all he and ha ha, right? Until them children involved. We already know we got some a lot of bullshit ass parenting and all kinds of fucked up shit going on here on the internet. And I'm not even talking about no being angry because y'all heard me be angry at Leak Leak, right? He's 6 years old, he's a kid, right? When he fell out on the floor and threw some shit, well, he can't do that shit here. He's not getting away with that shit here. I am a real grandma for real, who was a real mother for real. You understand what I'm saying? Um, I believe in spankings if it need to be spanked, but it ain't gonna be no beatings, right? I'm not grabbing no switches or nothing like that. In fact, it's not gonna hurt him at all. Not the actual me spanking him. What hurts him is me knowing that I'm mad at him. Like when he started crying, I didn't touch him or nothing. I stood up and he just broke. When I stood up and was mad at him, you should have saw the look on his face. He started crying. Um, that means you don't have to hit him. I've already hurt him. I hurt his feelings. He hurt, but we got some bullshit going on. They claim they hate this gender war so much and never call. That's right. My nephew be acting out, wanting my attention. Yes, Leaky Leak wanted my attention, and I give him my attention, but he won't. He'll come back and say, "You still talking to those people?" Yeah, he is something else, and I can't even lie. I love him, so I give him my attention. Okay, that boy can have me all. It'd be nonstop. He want me to look at him, keep my eyes on what he's doing nonstop. He's just too much. I love him though, okay? And parenting is one of those things. And what I'm saying though is we got a few men on here. There was one, he had his baby crying in the background earlier. And but he don't talk bad about women or men. Okay. But yeah. Rooster got a little one, y'all. You wouldn't believe it, right? Roosters, and I'm talking about my grandson. Rooster have a son who's, I think, if I'm correct, he's younger than my grandson. Okay, I think that baby might be like 3, 4 years old. Cute little thing too. Okay, okay. Him and his wife making beautiful children over that shit. But Rooster is. You got to do better, baby. You're supposed to be one of the men that the men could go to and ask you about marriage, right? But apparently you ain't in no good marriage because you ain't got nothing but negativities to say. I'm on here and you don't hear me say nothing negative about my husband. Okay. Look, I'm trying to get this stuff up now because he coming in. Anyway, y'all, look, I gotta go. Okay. Because I don't want to be on here. And somebody ended my stream on me last night. I'm gonna get their ass though. I'm gonna catch them. Okay, listen, I'll be back tomorrow morning. We're gonna finish this up, ladies. Rooster, do better. Do better, goddamn it. Okay? I know you could do better, baby. I know you're gonna do better. Do better.